There will be face melting profits, and I'm going to show you how I'm preparing for this. But before the face melting profits, there will always be chaos before the light. There's always a storm before the rainbow. And we're going to break that down today. So, my name is Coach JV. What I work to do is I work to make complex micro and macroeconomic strategies very simple and practical, right? We can talk about the past and we can talk about the future, but how does it practically apply to today? We have all these dates coming up and people saying this is going to happen on this date, this is going to happen on this date. But what can you do within this current paradigm? Because inaction is action. In today's video, I'm going to break that down on what's actually happening in the banking system, where your financial advisors fudded you out of cryptocurrency when it is a new monetary system. So we've gotten tons and tons, actually hundreds of day of questions about this. So to be very, very clear, I wrote a book about how I did this, how I went from completely broke to financial freedom and my 5 pillars of wealth. And it's not what you think. There is no get rich quick. I rewired the foundation to end up in a different situation. So I decided to write a free book, and my goal is to help over 1 million people with this free resource in the next 12 months. Okay. So we've already helped over 6,000 people, 5-star reviews across the board. It's a absolutely free book. In the description of the YouTube here, you click on it, put in your email. It'll be in your inbox within 15 minutes. No hoops to jump through. If you're on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, or any other social media platform, it'll be in my bio. Click the link and you can download a free copy of my Warrior's Guide to Financial Freedom. You can also set up a free consultation with my Index Universal Life team, tax code 7702. So if you're worried about your 401k or you have no plan for retirement, we're going to show you how the wealthy do it, how we secure, compound, and grow our wealth through insurance. It's a very, very different model that the banks don't tell you about. Okay, so we're going to dive right into this. So your financial advisor fudded you out of crypto. The banks fudded you out of crypto. The largest asset managers in the world, CEOs, and largest CEOs of banks fudded you out of crypto. And now here we are. This YouTuber was telling you for 4 years, 2020, 3 years now, that your banks are going to custody your cryptocurrency. Crypto blockchain technology is going to be one of the biggest assets that's going to appreciate, in my opinion, in the next 24 to 36 months. Okay. So at the end of this video, I'm going to share with you exactly what I'm doing. And inside the book, it shows you my pattern on how I built financial freedom. And now we're going into generational wealth. So Deutsche Bank announced that they're holding crypto for institutional clients. The keyword is institutional. When we start to get regulatory clarity, now remember, family, I'm going to show you a meeting that one of my dear friends sent to me that is going to be happening. Remember, the Bank of International Settlements met. They gave global recommendations for crypto. The G20 met and they said, we are implementing these global recommendations for crypto. And the BIS said by the end of 2023, they will have global recommendations for the whole globe. Okay. We had FedNow Services launch, which isn't cryptocurrency, but it's real-time payments, on-demand liquidity. Okay. The whole financial system is collapsing. You're going to see aliens in the sky now distracting you. And when you look this way, there's a whole nother narrative going on this way. So Deutsche Bank is allowing institutional as a keyword, excuse me, when institutions start to come in. So here's what I predict is going to happen. All your banks are going to start to custody crypto. They're going to allow institutions to start coming in after the Bitcoin ETF. And hopefully, if ARK Investments Ethereum ETF gets approved, then institutional adoption will come in and that's your price appreciation. But remember, what goes up will come down very, very, very hard. Okay. So after the Bitcoin halving, it's going to follow the 4-year cycle, which is around April 2024. And then about 90 days later, it's going to go absolutely parabolic. That profit's going to flood into altcoins, which is all our other coins like XRP, XLM, QNT, HBAR. That's when you need to start exiting. As it's skyrocketing up, you need to pull. And in my book, I show you exactly how I compound, secure, and grow my wealth, how I radically change my life. Because the fact is, most people are going to get rich in crypto, just like the Dogecoin millionaire who had 3.5 million, now he has $50,000. They're not profits until you realize them, and you need to compound them to build wealth. Okay, so Deutsche Bank announced they're going to be holding crypto for their institutional clients, and your local bank eventually will. Now, there's a big meeting going on. This is on October 17th and October 18th. So we had the BIS, we had the G20 in September, and now this is a large meeting. This is AFME, Finance of Europe. Okay, now I'm going to show you who's part of this group, which is pretty powerful. So they're having a meeting around operations, post-trade, technology, and an innovation conference. Okay, about the event. Optic is returning for the second year. AMEF's annual Operations on Post-Trade Technology Innovation Conference brings together industry leaders' voices to discuss the role of technology in developing capital markets in Europe, with particular focus on the world operation of post-trade. So cross-border. So the borders are dropping, guys. I'm not talking physical borders where people come across. We're talking the financial borders are dropping. We're going to have real-time payments. Trump said it years ago. He said we're going to have even playing field. The whole monetary system is flipping. And what some of you are investing in is that infrastructure, which is really, really important. Okay, so here's this meeting here. So if you look at the digital finance part of it, the EU digital finance agenda is vital to address regulatory fragmentation, support cross-border activity, improve digital operation resilience, and encourage the technology adoption and innovation in European wholesale capital markets. Okay, let's go a little bit deeper into the documents here. Okay, so this is a document that was shown on the last page. So if you go in here and you dive and you start to go through these documents here, we're going to take a look. Okay, bear with me as we go through this. So I love to read through this type of stuff because it shows you what they're going to be talking about here. Okay, this is technology innovation in Europe's capital markets summary. So it shows the investment banks, regulators, third parties, market infrastructure, the private and public sector are coming together. If you can see this right here, it says increased optimism on the long-term use and viability of crypto assets and greater regulatory focus with global, regional, and national regimes now in place or developing. Don't you remember, guys, which I'm going to show you the companies that in just a moment that are part of this infrastructure or part of this meeting? Guys, they told you cryptocurrency is a fraud. Remember? They told you Bitcoin is used for money laundering, but now they're getting a Bitcoin ETF. What happened? What happened to the narrative? What happened to your financial advisor fighting you out of crypto and your tax accountant fighting you out of cryptocurrency? Unfortunately, your financial advisor and your tax accountant don't know what's going on behind the scenes. There's a whole transformation in our global monetary system, and you're going to be distracted. You're going to be looking at aliens in the sky as they're switching all this. Okay. So let's take a look at the associate members for this organization, which is the, what is it? AMF? It is the AFME, Finance for Europe. Okay, so these are the some of the organizations. You got Airbnb, we have Bank of Santander, we have Bank of America, Bloomberg. We have so many of these, BMO, and then let's go down a little bit further here, and there's some that you guys may see as familiar. We got, I know BlackRock. Oh, there's BlackRock and there's Blackstone. So we know Larry Fink left Blackstone to start BlackRock. And you need to study the origin, what BlackRock means. Go deeper into the origin and why BlackRock owns pretty much everything. There's a reason behind that. 1% of the population owns 97% of the wealth. You need to understand origin and history so you can predict the future. You got Goldman Sachs, HSBC, and let's go down here. I'm going to show you guys one that's familiar that we've all been studying quite a bit. The Rothschild Corporation. Okay, so these are some big heavy hitters there at this meeting. Taking a look at it. Okay, so let's dive into this. Now this is BlackRock. Okay, so BlackRock is part of this meeting. We know BlackRock is part of the World Economic Forum, and this is off BlackRock's website. Excuse me, why is it not moving here? Okay, so these are called mega trends that BlackRock is focused on. They call them mega trends. So right here, iShares, blockchain, and tech ETF. So blockchain technology, cryptocurrency is the future, guys. That's what they call mega trends. Mega trend in focus technology breakthrough. Blockchain and crypto asset mining, blockchain and crypto asset exchanges, blockchain technology, blockchain and crypto asset hardware. Okay, they show you examples of Coinbase, or excuse me, companies that they'll be investing in, or that they're showing examples of it. Stock examples would be Coinbase, Block. That's why I've told you guys Coinbase is going nowhere. BlackRock is connected to Coinbase through Aladdin. They're sophisticated trading services, which uses AI technology to move us into ESG, environmental social governance. Remember, Larry Fink is here to move the mission and purpose of the World Economic Forum forward. Okay, so this is a radical transformation, and I hope that this information reaches you well so you don't get fudded in and out of these markets. So here's exactly what I'm doing. If you download the document, it shows you my pattern, how I got my shit together, how I rewired the foundation. Number two is this is how I structured it. Okay, cryptocurrency is a very speculative asset for me. I'm in a position now, if my cryptocurrency goes to zero, I'm totally fine. But crypto, I have a good amount invested in crypto. I created a budget, I created cash flow, and I invested money that I could afford to lose over the past since 2019 going into 2020 until now. So I've kept stacking my crypto and I focus on mostly the ISO 20002 tokens. I have Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, not financial advice, HBAR. If you're in the academy, you'll see my whole portfolio, but so the typical tokens that most of us watching this know, right? I don't bank on my crypto as my retirement. I use crypto as a speculative asset. When it goes parabolic, I pull profit. So everybody's coming in, I pull. I secure an index universal life, IUL, tax code 7702. I'm actually a licensed agent. I referred for almost 3 years to another agent. I decided to get licensed and build my own team. I have agents in all 50 states now. So we secure, compound, and grow our wealth just like the wealthy do, just like the banks do. They index your money, they put it in the capital markets, and they lend it out. Next, business. I'm diversified across business and information technology and attention, which is the future of businesses. Precious metals, and our biggest one is self-development. And lastly, we're heading into real estate in 2024. We're going to start to look at apartment complexes because we feel that everything is going to go vertical. Families are going to be compressed back together, and it's very, very expensive for the normal everyday person to survive. In the state that I live in, they're knocking down strip malls and building apartment complexes. So we're going to secure, compound, and grow our wealth. Cryptocurrency is a very, very speculative asset. So if I was new to cryptocurrency or new to investing, number one, I'd surround myself with a tribe like the Warrior Academy so I could have people I could speak to and communicate with. Number two is I would create a budget. I'd free up cash flow. I'd stop drinking Starbucks and energy drinks and come up with about $300,000. That'd be amazing. $300 a month. And I would invest in these speculative markets, and I would, just like it was throwaway money before, I'd put it in the markets. And when it started to go up, as everybody's coming in and getting excited, I would get the hell out. And when I get the hell out, I would secure, compound, and grow, the richest man in Babylon. I've been doing this for almost since 2020, transitioning into 2020. It's radically transformed my life. I don't wait for a president to come back. I'm not waiting for anybody to come save me. I've already been saved. I'm already powerful. I'm already strong. I'm already worthy. I control my thoughts, my actions, and my behaviors, which is my reactions to things happening. So there's a lot of dates coming up where everybody's panicking about, but what's that going to do for your life? How do you practically apply this to your life? What can you do right now? Because what's going to happen is everybody's going to come flooding in. Everybody's going to come flooding in when they finally believe it when they see it. And the fact is, somebody saw it and achieved it. So you have to do the opposite of the 99%. Everything's inverted, okay? Everything is inverted in this world. If you do the opposite of the 99%, you will end up like the 1%. And when you end up like the 1%, you can transform the frequency of it, right? It's all a frequency. The 1% owns 97% of the wealth. That's never going to change until you rewire the foundation, okay? So it's very important to understand that if you're in the situation where if you're living just paycheck to paycheck and you've never had wealth, or your parents haven't had wealth, you have to rewire the foundation. Because if you get rich in crypto, you're going to be broke. Like my CFO says, you make $100,000 a year and you have bad spending habits. When you make $1 million, you're just gonna have a lot more bills. Okay. If you get out of a tough relationship and you don't improve anything, you don't learn and grow from it or transmute that chaos into light, you're gonna end up in the same type of relationship. You leave your job because you hate the job, but you haven't changed your ethics and your morals and your discipline. You're going to end up in another job that you hate. It's you. It's you. It's not the president. It's not the outside enemy. It's you. It's you. And when you realize that you are powerful, you realize that you can do it. And it's about taking action. We're in the Coliseum right now, worried about our favorite football team or our favorite baseball team. And, like my quarterback threw a touchdown this week and you don't own that team. Worried about what your kids are doing, worried about sitting at home with your family and having dinner, worried about getting your shit together so you can stop trading time for money and use money to free up time so you can be with your family and raise your kids. That's the issue with our world. Our kids are not being raised by us. They're being raised by different people. They're going to after-school programs because it's so freaking expensive to survive. But this is the greatest time in human history to transform your family's wealth timeline. But like I always say, if you don't rewire the foundation, you're always going to end up in the same situation. I love you guys. I appreciate you. As we always say, Warriors, rise, get your shit together. Let's go.